Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel once again. This is going to be part 2 of the 1 kit 10 cards Choose Joy Simon Says Stamp March 2018 card kit. I had so much fun making these cards, and these cards are going to be more on the simpler side because I wanted to make use of everything that was actually in that card kit. So I do use some distress inks, but I think that's about it. I don't use anything else outside of this kit. So here I am with card number 1, and I'm going to be using this darker shade of green cardstock that comes in the kit, and that's going to be the card base. And I am roughly marking on my watercolor paper where I want to cut, and I'm not cutting to size yet because I want some room to color. So what I'm doing here is I'm embossing these flowers that come on the Choose Joy stamp set, and I'm just randomly placing everything, and then I emboss that with Gina K gold embossing powder. Next I grab my acrylic block and I grab a couple of the distress inks to color these flowers. I use Festive Berries, Tattered Rose, and then for the yellow flowers I used Squeezed Lemonade and Fossilized Amber, and then for the green leaves I use Shabby Shutters and Bundled Sage. So basically I just grab a little bit of water, and then I rub the distress ink and rub it onto the acrylic block and go in between the ink and the water to give me a watercolor effect. And here is the finished distress ink watercoloring. And I cut that watercolor paper to size to fit the card, and I decided to actually change my mind on the card base, so I go with the pink color, and I use my tape adhesive and lay that down to the card. Next I grab just whatever marker you have on hand that's black and just kind of make a square with that black marker, and then I grab the sentiment that says your kindness is inspiring, and I lay that down, and I'm going to emboss this with Gina K white embossing powder, and then I just cut that out in a little rectangular shape as I'm doing here. Next I grab that and make a little fishtail at the end of this sentiment, and then I just grab my tape adhesive and put that down towards the bottom corner. Next card, I am going to use that same watercolor paper, and I am going to basically use the same distress inks in Tattered Rose and Festive Berries. And like the first card from part 1 with the little duck, I did the exact same thing, splattered some water and then rubbed off the excess to get that water effect. Now I'm going to be using this pattern paper, and I want that checkered black and white pattern strip, so I cut that down, and I plan to use these two one on top of the other. So I use my tape adhesive and use that green cardstock base, and then I'm going to tape down that checkered strip at the bottom, and I use my tape adhesive to lay that down on there. Next I grab this picture with the flowers coming out from the sticker set that comes with the kit, and I add some foam adhesive. Then I grab the sentiment that says pretty and add a fishtail and pull that up at the corner up there. And then I decided it needed something up towards the bottom, so I get one of those stickers, oval shaped, that says smiles, and I put it towards the bottom. And then I decided it needs just a little bit more interest, so I make a bolt and use some tacky glue and glue that down with some jute string. And that is the finished card. This card was by far my favorite. It gave me the hardest time though. So those tags that I used in part 1, that I was so careful to not mess them up, was because I had wanted to make this card. And so I only wanted to use the ones that look more like herbs. They might be just, you know, leaves, but I wanted the tags that looked like if it was herbs. And the reason for that was because I originally wanted the sticker that said fresh herbs, but I didn't end up using that. Anyway, so what I do is I cut around those tags and poke a hole and put some of that jute string and make a little like knot towards the bottom there, and then just cut off the X's to make it look like a tag. And then I do that for all 3 of them. So here's where all the messiness comes. So I originally wanted this wood pattern with this, what is this, the white shiplap looking pattern paper, and I wanted the this green background. So I was going to use the wood and then the white, and then I decided against the wood and I just wanted this shiplap looking pattern paper. And because I wanted to use that shelf, wood shelf sticker that comes in the sticker set, and I wanted it to pop off from this green, but then I made a major boo-boo and put the tape adhesive on the side I planned to use, and there was just no way of saving it, so I decided to just still go along with my idea. So this is the wooden shelf that I was talking about, and I add some foam adhesive and stick that down kind of towards the middle, a little more on the upper side, and then try to arrange those tags. And I had to move them around because there was foam in the way, so I had to cut them a little bit down to size so that it looks like they're sitting in the inside the shelf. So I do that for all 3 of them, and then add foam adhesive and stick them down. And then I use some tacky glue behind these knots to stick them into place so they don't move around. This was so fun, but it was also like the card that gave me the most issues. And then I grab that what it looks like, it's a tag, but it has these 2 sections where you can add ribbon, or like I did, this jute string. So I decided to have that be my sentiment, happiness blooms from within, and I poke holes using my ruler to make sure it was straight line. And I poke holes on opposite sides and run the jute string through there, and then at the back I secure it by making a knot, and I added a little bit of tape adhesive at the bottom of that knot so it stays in place. And that pretty much completes this card. I just add this little sticker that says harvest onto that tag, and that is it for this card. This next card, I really like this pattern paper, which looks like the flower market, and I just wanted to add a little bit of interest to it, and I wanted to use it as is, but just kind of manipulate it a bit. So what I did is I cut the top part. I forget what that's called, that little roof, or I don't know I can't think of the word at the moment, but I cut that off and I taped the white section down to this green card, and then I add foam adhesive to the rooftop and then lay that down. Then I fussy cut the area where the flowers are on the ground, and then I add some foam adhesive and lay that down as well. Next, I grab the banner word love that comes in the sticker kit, and I grab once more some of that jute string, and at the back of each of the letters to make love, I add some foam adhesive so they pop off the background here, so it looks like they're actually, you know, like banner flying. And then I just make sure that they all kind of look centered, and then I go ahead and secure that down with some glue. And then I add this sticker that says Feed and Seed Company down there just to add a little bit more interest. And then the ends of the banner, I end up kind of curling up so it looks like they're flying. And then I add a little bit of glitter to all of those flowers at the bottom with that Nuvo glitter pen that comes with the kit. I don't know if you can see the shine, but that completes this card. Last card, I went really simple with this one. So I used that black pattern paper with the green apple card, and I cut that down to size to fit the front, and I grabbed the last two tags from the sticker set and add some jute string to them, and I lay that larger tag, sticker tag, first down without adding any foam. The second one that says picked just for you, I did the same thing, but I added a little bit of dimension to pop off the other tag, and then I add fresh flowers to that and add some foam adhesive, and that completes this card. It was simple but really nice. So this is everything that was left once I was done with the 10 cards. So I pretty much used up all the stickers, and I only had 3 pattern paper left over, and then I still have the 3 envelopes, the 3 pre-scored cards, and then the stamp sets, which I can still use after making all these cards. And I did not use that boot with the flowers, but I have some ideas to use that, and the 2 ink pads that came with the kit. So these are all the cards I was able to make with this card kit. I had so much fun. This was my first time making cards ever, so I will continue to make more. Let me know in the comment section which card was your favorite from these 2 videos. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching, and if you have not already subscribed, you can go ahead and click my picture and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I post. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.